Hello everyone, my name is Rex and welcome to the channel Rex Tactics. In today's video I'll be going over the June roadmap, which at the time of me recording this was released not too long ago. This is my third time making videos like this one, so if you have any ideas or improvements, post them in the comment sections below. If you enjoyed today's video, do give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Also feel free to leave a comment telling me what your favourite part of the roadmap is. So, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so you should be seeing the slides on your screen, hopefully. And it should say Train Small 5 June Roadmap, Walkthrough, Thoughts and Opinions. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So I've got a nice graphic of the roadmap here. So we have the approaching soon category, the further down the tracks, and improvements category. Now, things that have not been mentioned is the unannounced route. The DBBR HST Farewell Pack, Transport for Wales Class 142 Pacer had no update. I don't know about the 420, I can't remember anything from the roadmap stream. Nothing from the Tadami line. We have something on the Santa Fe. We'll have something later, but I don't know about the Casual Pass gameplay pack. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into gameplay packs and DLCs. So the first one I want to touch on is the MBTA Providence to Stoughton line HSP 46 add-on. So this is a new gameplay pack that Dovetail Games have announced, and it brings the iconic purple HSP-46 from MBTA Commuter over to the NEC Boston to Providence. The new set of gameplay scenarios on conductor mode will be added. There will be 3 new scenarios that will challenge you in certain ways. They include build-up formations from a cold start, yard work at Redville Sidings, to train rescue operations during snowfall. So that sounds interesting. There will also be a tutorial for the HSP-46, which will be added to the training centre, which will feature a guide to set up the train's controls, loading and unloading passengers, and completing a full loop of the circuit. Of course, more details of the pack will be shared in the coming weeks. So, that to me sounds amazing. I know I don't always like American routes and other routes that are outside the UK, but the part that is getting me the most is a rescue operation during snowfall. Now that is great. I like things like that. Scenarios that really like challenge you and put in some depth into it. I really do hope that Dovetail Games makes more of these. So I'm going to put on a few screenshots that I've got from here. So the first one is the HPS, I think it is. Yeah, HSP-46. The second one is the same. Looks really nice. And I'll be honest with you, this one I might be excited for. I mean, I could potentially buy it. Could potentially. Anyways, let's move on to the Cargo Line Volume 5 pack, which was announced to be nuclear from Skyhook Games. So, they're introducing the FNA-D flask carrier wagons and the Type 1 Class 20/3 diesel locomotive, which, to me, that's interesting. That's an interesting DLC that they're going to be bringing to us shortly. So let's have a look from Skyhook. They've said it's created as a wholly owned subsidiary of British Nuclear Fuels Limited during the late 1994. Direct Rail Services, or DRS in brackets, had the sole purpose of taking over rail-based handling of nuclear material from British Rail. Initially operating from the reprocessing plant at Sellafield, DRS opened a dedicated depot at Carlisle Kingmore Yard in 1998 to cater for its new fleet of 15 ex-Channel Tunnel Works Class 20 locomotives. That's interesting. Ex-Channel Tunnel Works Class 20 locomotives. We'll have to look up on that story. DRS eventually operated a fleet of 21 examples of the English Electric Type 1s, being significantly upgraded by brush traction of Loughborough with long-range fuel tanks, group standard headlight clusters, light impact windscreens, and a complete cab rebuild before outshopping them into iconic Oxford blue livery with fully yellow ends and red buffer beams. Nice. So, the original fleet of the FNA wagons were built by British Rail and later per car for the transport of spent nuclear fuels from power stations to processing and research centres. These fascinating wagons came into service in the 1970s and became an iconic part of the network, performing this important task. In the 2010s, it was identified that the replacements were required. The Nuclear Decommissioning Authority commissioned W.H. Davis to produce 40 new wagons as a like-for-like replacement of the original FNAs. The new batch featured several major updates, including exposed framing, different bogies, and the ability to carry a wider range of flask designs. Despite the reduction in nuclear power plants in the UK since the millennium, the FNA/Ds can still be seen in use across much of the UK. In this add-on, the Class 20/3 appears in unbranded Oxford blue livery to represent these locomotives, and of course, more details will be shared in future roll maps. So that is a bit of interesting history there. I'm glad that Skyhook has taken the time to look at the stuff and really understand the background of not just the locos but the wagons too. That I pretty much respect on that. That's really good, that. So let's have a look at the screenshots then. So we got one of the Class 20 with the wagons, and it looks like it's on the Euston to Milton Keynes route, so that's interesting. We got another one with them carrying some wagons with some HOAs in the background, and then another one which looks like it's at Milton Keynes again in the dark. And of course, I comprised different pictures of the wagons and what it looks like into a one slide 4 images type of style. Hope that's okay by everyone. I'm sure you'll be able to still see what it all is and the details and things like that. Hopefully it's not too blurry. And now we move on to the Manchester Airport Commuter from Alan Thompson Simulations. Now, this has been on the roadmap for a few months now. What we do have is more details and new screenshots from this month from Alan Thompson Simulations. So, from them, hi everyone, a quick update from us. We're thrilled with the progress we've made over the past few months. We've been hard at work bug fixing and refining the route, incorporating valuable feedback from Dovetail Games during question and answering. Thanks to this, we're now back in the 0 to 3 month section of the roadmap, which is fantastic news. I'm very excited for this route, if you couldn't tell. We can't wait for you to finally experience the route firsthand. With over 900 playable services across 2 timetables, you'll have plenty to explore, including the 323, 66 Freight and RHTT, 390, 350 East Midlands 158, ScotsRail 158, and Transport for Wales Class 150 and 153. Now that is good. The amount of layers we're getting on this route definitely screams Gen 9, which thankfully I'm on Gen 9, so we'll be able to look at this route. But the 2 timetables, if I remember rightly, Alex explained in the roadmap that the first timetable is going to be a weekday timetable, and the second timetable is going to be a Sunday timetable, so no restrictions. That's interesting. Your support and feedback from the community have been truly appreciated, and we're buzzing to see the release come to life. Stay tuned. Now, put a please note down there, the Manchester Airport Commuter add-on will be released on Gen 9, which is Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and PS5 and PC platforms only. This means that PS4 and Xbox One will not be getting Manchester Airport Commuter due to the fact that it's having 900 playable services and all of these layers. I mean, PS4 will not be able to cope, neither will Xbox One. So, yeah, that's unfortunately going to happen. However, we do have some fantastic screenshots. So the first one, we've got an airplane going over our 323 there. Got lovely track work there with a Class 390 stop car marker. And I've got to be honest with you, the track layout looks rather different. I mean, that's an interesting layout, that. But nevertheless, it's going to look nice. Of course, we've got a picture of the Transport for Wales Class 150, which does actually include a destination PIS for Manchester Piccadilly. And of course, we've got another screenshot of somewhere in the route. I'm not entirely sure where that is, but that is incredibly detailed. That's going to be an absolute lovely route to be on. Right, we're now going to talk about the Expert DBBR 101 on Castle Versberg gameplay pack from TSG. What a mouthful. Returning to the Expert DBBR 101 on Castle Versberg with with a new expanded timetable, 5 exciting expert level scenarios, and much more. Let's hear from the TSG team to understand what they've been working on. So, TSG has said we return to Castle Versberg with a new timetable set 2 years before the original one, coming in with 26 more playable services and over 1,200 new AI services to bring live into the cities. Of course, it focuses heavily on IC traffic with the 101 expert, but brings you new opportunities for the ICE3 and 1-2. Nice. So we'll be sharing much more details about what you can expect in these new scenarios in future articles, but for now stay excited and prepare yourself to expect the unexpected. I do like that. I like the fact that they're not also incorporating the BR101, the expert logo, but they're also including timetables for that ICE3 and 1-2, which to me definitely sounds like they've been working really hard on this route. This is exactly what we've been looking for. Also, they've got the add-on bundle information, so they're saying the following content is required to make use of the gameplay pack. Excuse me. So that'll be Schneffelstreck, Castle Versberg route add-on, and the Expert DBBR 101 and IC Stereo Wagon logo add-on. The expanded timetable will change and add the following. So, reworked freight layers. ICE trains and formations have been swapped around to better represent the 2018 timetable, including the addition of an ICE-T layer. Oh, interesting. IC layers is completely different with many more 101 and cab car-led services, including the freight local runs where LZB use is prohibited. Nice. New Flix train layer with 2 times BR193 services. Gotcha. Overhauled and added AI wherever the high-speed line passes by or interacts with other lines. Okay, so every time you go by a high-speed line, there is there is a chance that you may see some AI services go over the high-speed line. So that's cool. 5 new expert level scenarios await to be played, which introduce new gameplay such as written orders and lots of changed scenery. We can't wait for you to experience this fun gameplay pack. Expert level scenarios will feature all new types of gameplay, including a rescue scenario with the ultimate stop and precision required, wrong line running around track closures, voiceover lines, and Bethel documents on the cab desk. So that's a screenshot of the Expert DBBR 101, I think, or is it an IC? I can't remember. Anyways, we've got another picture of inside one of the locos. That's nice. And we move on to the final note with TSG, which is about the railbow livery on the Expert DBBR 101 066. The livery will be a free update to all existing owners of the Expert DBBR 101 and IC Stereo Wagon loco add-on. So that'll be cool. We also touch on the BR194 and the E94 Rail Tour Pack from TSG again. So the TSG team are also close to bringing us their awaited BR194 and E94 Rail Tour Pack, featuring the new 1980s rolling stock and gameplay for the Link Rheinstreck and Ludwigsbahn route. Tomorrow we'll be sharing the full announce article for the pack, so stay tuned for many more details coming very shortly. In the meantime, here's a refresher of what you can expect coming from the TSG team. Just a quick note, the roadmap stream was yesterday, so when it says tomorrow, it means today, because of the day I'm recording it. So, rolling stock, new BR194, 80s version original E94, new E94 088 Rail Tour Loco, new B4YG passenger coach, new GBS freight wagon, ES50 freight wagon, and Founds in DBB livery. Please note that BR194 and the E94 Rail Tour Pack from TSG add-on will be released on Gen 9, Xbox Series X, S, and PS5 and PC platforms only. So again, no Gen 8. Gameplay, the new 1984 timetable for Link Rheinstreck for a full experience requires layers from Mittenwell Barn, BR218 and Digital Barn. 2-time scenarios on Meinheim Kaiserslautern for the E94 088, 2-time scenarios on the Link Rheinstreck for the BR194, E94 Rail Tour using various upcoming timetables for Rail Tour services. TSG, when the OBB took over the E94s to form the OBB 1020s. Excuse me. Over time, they made a significant number of modernizations and improvements to the locos to keep them relevant and suit local requirements. In backdating the 1020 into the BR194, these modifications have had to be removed, leading a somewhat cruder locomotive. These modifications are extensive and are not limited to air system modifications, train brake valves, Inducee I54, utilitarian cabs, different pantographs and control systems, different lamp systems, weaker electric brake, changes to the overload system, green paint, and a range of various other cosmetic changes. So I'll just quickly show the screenshots here. You can pause if you like. There's the second one. Okay. And we move on to the Class 86 Plus Mark II F coaches from Just Trains. So this add-on releases soon. We don't know when, but we know its price, and it'll be 20 quid. So £20. I don't know the affiliate translations for the different currencies, but if you read the roadmap article, you should be able to find out. The BR Class 86/2 loco included with Mark II F and Mark I R&B coaches. Included are several external variations of the 86/2, which feature changes such as 2 different types of pantographs, RCH cables, a centrally mounted high-intensity headlight, and a single rally light uniquely fitted to the 86-225. The eagle-eyed amongst you will remember this light from the first ever teaser image of the 86/2. Also included in the pack are Mark II F coaches in BSO, TSO and FO variants. The air-conditioned Mark IIs were the mainstay of many long-distance passenger trains after their introduction in the 1970s, and have seen use ever since in both services, engineering and rail tour duties. Both the Class 86 and Mark II coaches bring additional challenges to the stunning West Coast mainline Preston to Carlisle route and will substitute in place of some Class 87 hauled services, as well as this included with the Class 86 add-on will be 5 brand new scenarios available to play on the Preston to Carlisle route, ranging from a football special out of the map to Wembley to represent England playing against Scotland during April 1986. Nice! Catch up on many more details in our Class 86 Coming Soon article. Transmo 5 Class 86/2 and Mark II F coaches is releasing soon for Xbox One, Xbox Series S and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store and Steam. Oh, here it is, for $19.99 or €24.99 or $24.99. So there you go. And of course, the pictures. So that is a stunning picture of the Class 86 with the Mark II F formations. Got another picture of the buffet coach, and the feature coach of the Class 86/2 is the much requested BR Mark I R&B buffet car. Looks nice. And finally, a beautiful image of, I think one of them's an 86 and the other one might be an 87, or they're both 87s or they're both 86s, whichever, and they're crossing each other on a lovely bridge in the sunset or a sunrise, depending. So lovely. So the Santa FA gameplay pack for Cajon Pass from High Iron Studios. So as a reminder, the High Iron Studios team are continuing to progress with the Santa FA gameplay pack for the Transmo 5 Cajon Pass route, and this is now in beta testing with final refinements underway. The upcoming pack includes the Santa FA War Bonnet General Electric C40AW and blue and yellow Electromotive SD40-2. 3 all-new freight cars, reskin of a number of existing Cajon route freight cars, a timetable with more than 250 train movements, and including a Union Pacific layer, 5 scenarios, and new tutorials for the GE C40-AW. So that's nice. Here we got a screenshot of the locomotives. So there's one, and there's the other one. Right, we're getting to the post-release updates and future improvements. So we have upcoming updates. Our next update coming to Transmo 5 will feature further improvements across a range of content, which we will confirm once we have a final list, as well as additional improvements to community-raised issues, and also the updated Conen timetable will be coming to players on PlayStation 5 and Epic Games platforms. Read more details about the upcoming Conen timetable on the roadmap article. I will put a description. I'll leave a link in the description below. And we're currently aiming for this update for early July. Once we have a confirmed date, we will share the news. So as far as I'm aware, there may not be any updates now until July, but they could drop a small patch. They could. I'm not saying they will, it's just a maybe. So, my thoughts and opinions. Let's get to it then, shall we? So what do I think about the roadmap, no, June roadmap article. I forgot to change that. New MBTA route, interesting. Cargo Line Volume 5, kind of knew what it was, but I can't wait for it. Manchester Airport Commuter, now that I'm Gen 9, roll on release day, can't wait for that route. Expert DBBR 101 for Castle Versberg, kind of interested, but at the same time not really bothered. Railball livery is unexpected, but looks alright actually. The BR194 and E94 Rail Top Pack from TSG, not really that interested, but it's definitely coming together nicely. I will say that. The BR86 with Mark II Fs, definitely buying once available, and Santa FA game plaque, interesting. So let's talk about what I would have liked to have seen with the roadmap this month. I'm going to start with my all-time favourite to mention, the Transport for Wales Class 142 Pacer. I was hoping for an update on the Pacer this month, but however, we didn't get that. But I'm curious to see what they've done and what the interior will look like. And the reason why is because it's an important DLC for me, as the Pacer is my favourite second generation DMU before the 156. Also, I would have liked to have seen an update on 5 Circle timetable update. I mean, come on, where is it? And of course, the teaser that looked like Crew, were we right? You know what I mean? Other than that, it was an alright roadmap, hoping that July brings some more interesting, exciting updates, and thank you for reading. So, that is my overview of the June roadmap. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do comment down below what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers, because we hit 250 now. Leave a like, and I will see you all in the next video. But until then, see you all later.